Good morning, Give Local 757 nonprofits. It's Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. This is the replay of the required training for Generosity Live coming up on May 10th. I'll be held virtually. I'll be hosting from here, so you'll be joining in using Switcher Studio, which is the big thing that we're going to be talking about here this morning. I'm about to press that magical button here to get things going. We've got everybody here in the waiting room. So as soon as I press this button, this video is going to start to look a lot different. We're going to get the whole squad in here. So thanks for watching the replay. If you want to follow me on social media, it's at Chris Strub on Twitter and Instagram. You can learn more about Generosity Live at www.generositylive.com. And I'm looking forward to hitting this button here. I'm going to record this here so we can capture this on Instagram. We're going to hit admit all, and suddenly this meeting is going to look a lot different. Here we go. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Who?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Really?
The youth that are volunteering that support these committees as well as support the especially the events and things like that. And volunteer and everything like that. And the technology committee is just Derek. No, everyone's like, you got that, Derek. Like he asked for some. He was like, oh, I can
Darren's
help
got that technology
committee. And we were like, does anyone else want to help and be on it with us? And it was just silence on the phone. We're like, you got that. We're good.
I can hear you, Katie.
If there's any interest.
I got it. Don't worry. Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining in. It's 10:01. Hello, Tammy. There's Tammy. We'll unmute Tammy. There you go.
Hi, Chris. Hi, everybody.
Good morning, Tammy. Hello from Greenville. How's it going?
Good. Busy, 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 like everybody on this call, probably.
Yes, we treasure everybody's time and attention, so we won't keep everybody waiting too long. There's still some people joining in, and I have to admit everyone as we click that button. So we'll give about another maybe 30 seconds. But Tammy, do you want to introduce yourself, say hi, and then I'll take it from there?
Yeah, I'm Tammy Flynn. I work for the Peninsula Community Foundation, but really I work for Give Local 757. It's my favorite part of my job at the Community Foundation. And so excited for another great year and so happy to have you back, Chris. It was so much fun last year. And it worked out late, but it worked out. And so I'm very excited.
Yeah, and Tammy, I echo that sentiment. I loved working with you last year. And of course, hopefully maybe some of you guys either saw or were actually participants in last year's live stream. We had a ton of fun. And most importantly, we raised a ton of money for all of your nonprofits during last year's Give Local 757 effort. And we're going to do that all again on May 10th, Tammy. So we're rocking, rolling, ready to go. And I see you guys are active in the chat as well. So Tammy, if you want to do me a favor during this meeting, if there's anything really important that pops up in the chat while I'm chatting, feel free to just interrupt me and jump in there and say hi. If not, I'm going to leave plenty of time during this meeting to answer any and all of your questions. So I'll only talk here for, I don't know, a few minutes, and then hopefully we'll even be able to give you back some of this half hour. This meeting is being recorded. So for those of you who are watching on replay, hello. And if there's someone else from your organization who needs to be here and couldn't make it, that's okay too. You can just share the recording, which I will share out before lunch today. So again, as I mentioned before, and as Tammy said, my name is Chris Strub. I am the Giving Day guy. I work year round with giving days like Give Local 757 throughout the country. Next week, as I mentioned in my email, I'll be down in Columbia, South Carolina, and then up to Northeast Pennsylvania, I'm sorry, Central Pennsylvania, they get angry when I say that, to York, Pennsylvania for Give Local York. These will be giving days 22, 23, and 24 that I've produced since 2016. So lots of fun producing videos, just like what we're going to create together on May 10th. And it's important for me to say off the bat, that what we're creating on May 10th is because of you guys, and it's for you guys. And I'm sure Tammy shares this sentiment that we do what we do because of the very hard work that you guys do year round, every single day. And I look at Give Local 757 and other giving days as an opportunity to celebrate the wonderful work that you do. And hopefully we're going to be able to express that, make that come across during these live videos on May 10th, and really encourage these valuable new donors that we know are such an important aspect of each giving day. So first and foremost, once again, thank you both for your attention this morning on May 10th, for the great work that you do year round, and for being so super responsive to this form that we sent out just about a day and a half ago. As I mentioned in my email, you guys really blew me away with the response, and I figured it was only appropriate to make sure that we get everyone an opportunity to share their story. So that's what we're going to do. So we are going to be doing this virtually. I will be your host once again this year from here. This is the Fly the W studio. Maybe you can see my W flag over my head because I am a Chicago Cubs fan. I'll be producing these streams using a program called Switcher Studio. And this isn't as important to you, but this is what I see when I look at Switcher Studio. This is sort of the fancy interface that I will use to be able to put your lovely faces and smiles on the screen. I'll be able to play those pre-recorded videos that many of you guys sent in. We'll be able to put names and titles on the screen. I'll be able to play sound effects and music. We'll have transitions and all sorts of fancy, cool stuff. We can show graphics and talk about the prizes. So it's really quite a production for sort of a one-man show, so to speak. It's much more sophisticated than what you're going to see here on your typical Zoom meeting. Everybody should have received the schedule last night. Can everyone kind of just give me a nod that you got the schedule? Everybody got their time slot? Awesome. So I did the very best that I could to put that schedule together for you guys. We made sure to ask your stated preference on when you would both be available and what your top time preference would be during the day. I really did the best we possibly could to get you into that preferred time slot. But again, because of the overwhelming response, we had to push some nonprofits either a little earlier or a little bit later. It's just, we did the best that we could. If you need to trade, like if you can't make the certain time slot, this meeting right now that you're in right now is probably going to be your best opportunity to connect with someone else who you can trade with. So you can use that chat feature if you feel like you need to move. And I'm reading some of the chat now. Can't imagine wrangling everyone. You did a great job. Thank you. We're just getting started. Just wait till you see the day in action. It is a lot of fun. But if you do need to trade, there's a lot of other wonderful local nonprofits in this room right now that you can reach out to. You saw the entirety of the schedule. Please do me a favor. And if you do have to switch times, let's try and get that done as quickly as possible so that I can get to work on building promotional graphics. We can schedule out the streams and all of that. The streams will be pre-scheduled. Sorry, I'm just continuing to, you know how Zoom works. I got to leave that virtual door open and keep letting everybody in here who's coming in a couple minutes late. The streams will be pre-scheduled. Because of a technology limitation on Facebook, you can only pre-schedule a broadcast on Facebook 7 days, maximum of 7 days before the stream actually starts. So I can't schedule those broadcasts quite yet, but I will do so as quickly and as soon as I can. And then you will be able to share the specific link. I would recommend sharing the link on Facebook to the PCF Virginia Facebook page, which is where we'll be simulcasting Generosity Live. The broadcast will also be on all of my Generosity Live and Chris Strub social media channels. So if you want to watch on YouTube, you can watch at youtube.com/Chris Strub. I have my own Facebook page. We'll also be using Restream to send the broadcast to Twitter and to LinkedIn. So we'll be able to really multiply that exposure for you guys and get you to a number of different audiences using both Switcher Studio and Restream. We will have about a 5-minute time slot for each and every one of you guys. That includes any video that you sent to me. Obviously, I haven't had a chance to look at all the videos yet. Just been kind of a busy 24 hours. So I haven't downloaded them yet, but if you send over a 30 to 60 second video with the form, I'll be able to play that as part of your appearance. A lot of you guys maybe remember doing that last year, and I think it really adds a lot to the experience for the viewer to sometimes see some other aspects that you might not be able to get across in that sort of formal sit down conversation. I also sent over a link to a YouTube video called How to Be a Great Virtual Live Guest. Some of you guys may have watched that last year. It is the same video, but the reasoning and the logic is still all the same. So if you're looking for some tips on how to really maximize your few minutes on camera, I really encourage you to check out that video as well. If you look in the description of that video, there are actually a list of all the frequently asked questions that I answered. So if you have a specific question and you just want to get the answer to that question, you can click on the timestamp on YouTube and it will fast forward right to like the 21-minute mark where I'm going to answer that specific question that you may have. If you are having issues during the giving day, I encourage you to text me is going to be the best way to catch me. And I'll make sure everybody has my cell phone number. Please do not call. It's very difficult to manage phone calls, especially because I'm using iOS devices to produce the live streams. And then my iPad rings and my computer rings and my phone rings, and it's just a disaster. So send me a text, put in that text who you are and what organization you're from. I will try and write back as quickly as I can. However, as many of you saw last year, the system is very simple, so it should be pretty easy for you guys to figure out. And if you are having an issue, I can identify that 98% of the time, the issue is going to be that you did not give the Switcher Studio Green Room permissions to use your camera and your microphone. Okay, so if you're trying to log in and you're getting stuck, if you're like, oh, I just see a black screen, what's going on? Or maybe you get in and I can't hear you and we can't hear you. There's an excellent chance that you did not give proper permissions to use your camera and your microphone. So you'll just want to hit refresh. Your backup plan, if you're really stuck and you're pulling your hair out, you're going to want to, maybe if you're joining on your computer, you can use your phone as your backup or vice versa. If you're trying to join on your phone, you can't get that to work, just use the same link on your computer and you'll be able to jump in and do the exact same thing. The process of joining the Switcher Studio Room is very, very simple. Okay, so I'm going to send you that link after I'm done with the other giving days that I'm doing. You'll have plenty of time to practice beforehand, I promise, but it is super simple. Okay, so this is, trying to make sure this is focused so you can see it. This is the interface that you're going to see. It says Switcher Studio Remote Guest. You're going to want to enter your name as you want me to address you on the screen. So if you're Shelby, don't just put like SW because I won't know who you are. Although now I'll remember you, Shelby, because we're connected here, but make sure you type in the name that you want me to say. I also encourage you, if you like, if you prefer, you can put your pronouns down. So if you wanted to put, like I would put Chris Strub and then he, him. Pronouns are going to be optional, up to you. Then you hit continue. And your device is going to ask you to request permissions. For others to see and hear you, your browser needs to access your camera and microphone. When you hit that request permissions button, that little interface is going to pop up. Let me go full screen here so you guys can see this a little better. I'm going to go to speaker view. So it says videochat.switcherstudio.com would like to, can you guys see me? I don't know if that worked. Let's go back to gallery here. Would like to access the microphone and camera. You hit allow, then it's going to come up and you're not in the room yet. This is the other thing. You're not in the room yet until you click join room. So I'm going to turn my device horizontal. Sorry, I'm just going to mute everybody here. I think some of the folks who joined in. And then Tammy, you can unmute yourself if you want to. Then you're going to hit join room. And you are in the Switcher Studio room. Now, in fact, my friend Lee in Colombia is in the Switcher Studio room right now. I don't think he's actually in the room, but you can see what it looks like that he's actually in there. And my camera is up here in the corner of the screen, right? So as there's more people joining in, you're going to see more people over on this side of the room. You'll see the same sort of interface, whether you're on your laptop or on your phone or on a tablet. And what's really fun is when you join in on May 10th, you're going to see the full live interface of what I'm actually producing. So again, if you guys watch some of the stuff that we did last year, you're welcome to go back and rewatch some of those replays. You'll actually see some of the give local colors. You'll see my name on the screen. You'll see other people in different squares on the screen. So you'll actually see the production preview when you join in on May 10th. When you practice, you'll probably just see yourself. I also encourage you, if you really want to see what it's like, just send the link to a coworker or to a family member, go in separate rooms, and you'll be able to kind of see and talk to each other that way. So you'll get the full experience. I want to pause for a second there. I see there's a lot of things in the chat. So I'm just going to take a peek here. And Tammy, I'll ask you to unmute if there was anything that jumped out here. You can help me out here.
I just wrote a quick note to say that it's great. Everybody's working together, getting better times. That works for your schedule. Just make sure that you loop Chris in with an email that up so he can update his schedule. Now he's interviewing the right people.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I love to see that camaraderie and that collaboration in the comments. So thank you guys for doing that. I think that's most of what I wanted to touch on. I'm sure there are other things that I'm forgetting.
I have a quick question, Chris.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to, and I'm sorry, I should probably know this, but if someone wants to live stream their part, can they put that on their Facebook?
One thing that you can totally do, if you want to set up another device and you want to stream from your perspective, you can do that. You're not going to be able to stream. You're not going to be able to simulcast the actual live stream itself. I just can't facilitate that for 50 different nonprofits. It is doable, but it's not doable at this scale. So your choices would be, if you want to have someone from your organization or just use your own device to sort of not simulcast, but actually live stream from your perspective, you can do that. The other thing that you can do,
Cool.
and I can send out a link with instructions on how to do this. All of you guys are more than welcome to either download the video and use a clip of it however you'd like. I do this for you guys, so just consider it your content. Obviously, if you want to mention at Chris Strub, whatever, that's cool, but they'll get the idea. So just use the video however you want. The other thing that you can do if you have an iPhone is you can screen record and you can actually capture the video that way. So screen recording, if you have it turned on your menu, would just be this little recording button here on your phone, and then you can screen record. The other thing I forgot to mention with the Switcher Studio Room is please make sure you have your device horizontal. If you're on your computer, your camera will naturally be horizontal. But if you're using your phone, I'm going to ask you to turn your phone horizontal if possible. And that's just going to allow me to really simplify putting everyone into the little windows and making sure that the video looks consistent from one person to the next. It will work vertically, but it will look more consistent if we're able to have everyone sort of orienting their video horizontally. The other thing about the Switcher Studio Room, I see some of you guys, I see Tony, for example, has her virtual background lined up in Zoom. You cannot use a virtual background in Switcher Studio. So you'll have to be prepared for whatever is in your background to be seen. As I talk about in that video, how to be a great virtual live guest, your background can be a very valuable piece of real estate in your appearance, right? Like I see Katie, for example, has all those photographs of something behind her on the wall. Like who else? Michelle's got a nice painting back there. I'm looking at everybody's background now, right? Like you can really tell a lot about your appearance and your organization based on what's behind you. So if you have, say, a step and repeat, which I have for Give Local 757, but haven't set it up yet. There's a lot of different ways that you can tell more of your story based on what you have in the frame with you. So just be cognizant of what people can see sort of around you as you're doing this live stream.
People are asking Chris in the chat if has the deadline passed for a video, or would you accept those?
Yeah, really, I would say the deadline hasn't passed yet. Just because I'm not going to get to downloading all these videos. As I mentioned, I have 2 other giving days to produce next week.
Yeah.
So we did close the form off. So if you still need to send me a video, if you could do me a favor and try and get that to me, I mean, geez, I probably won't be able to get to this stuff until the end of next week anyway. So really, you guys can take next week if you want to put together a video or whatever. But please, let's say, have that to me via email by close of business next Friday. Please just remember that this is quite a haul to put together all of this. And so if you try and send me a video on Monday night or something, it really just becomes a lot to try and manage. So just do me a favor, be respectful and try and get that to me by close of business next Friday. I think that's very fair and plenty of time to offer to get that to me. Again, ideally that video will be between 30 and 60 seconds. If it's shorter, that's okay. I wouldn't go longer than that. It just sort of draws on, and that'll also take away from your time to chat. So try and cap it at 60 seconds. And of course, make sure that you're not using, like, I can't play John Lennon's Imagine on a Facebook Live, like I'm going to lose my Facebook account. So just make sure, of course, that there's no copyrighted music. I think we all know that by this point.
And I'd just like to suggest with this year's theme of telling the stories of the people impacted by your organizations, 5 minutes is such a short period of time. And I think, we were meeting with Channel 13 and we were talking about how we promoted the event generically, kind of. It's a giving day. Everybody can be a philanthropist, $10 or more, 24 hours. But we decided to start to tell the stories of the people impacted. We'd always hesitated to do that because we want to be fair to everybody's story. But the more compelling each of our stories are, the more people will take notice and tune in. So either with your video or in your answers to Chris, really know before that day what story you want to tell. One compelling impact that you've made on someone's or an organization's or a family's life.
Yep, Tammy, that's perfect. I think I can make a concerted effort to ask that question. As we're going, that's always a big question that we get is, Chris, what are we going to talk about? Well, I think Tammy just touched on it. And it's funny how 5 minutes can fly by sometimes. Tammy remembers watching these videos last year. 5 minutes goes pretty quick. So if you are prepared with that answer, the other thing that I will plan to ask you about, I did ask in the form, hey, what would you like to talk about during these few minutes? That field is very important because that is what I will ask you about. I will have that printed out as my notes because I want to know what it is. And last year, I think that worked out really, really well. We got some great stories out of you guys that really, I think, showed the impact of what you guys are doing. I would also say, please be prepared to talk about the overall impact of the Giving Day. And another great question that often comes up is, where do the donations go? If people are going to go to the website and make that donation today, where is that money going to go? So make sure you're prepared to answer that question. Other than that, I mean, we're not going to be able to cover too much more in 5 minutes, especially if you have a video. So I would say be prepared to answer those 4 things. Michael has his hand raised. So Michael, if you want to unmute yourself, let me know if I need to do that.
No, I think I got it. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah.
I had a couple of questions, and you answered one of them already about there's no backgrounds. We're not using Zoom backgrounds, but we can still share the live stream, from Facebook, right? I mean, like
of
we can
course.
just share it. Yeah,
of course. Yes, yeah, you can definitely share it. I should have started by saying that. You can share the post, and Michael, you'll also have a link to the post in advance. So, if you're on in the 11 a.m. hour, you'll be able to tell your supporters, hey, come watch us at 11 a.m. at this link, and you'll be able to let people know where they can come in and watch live.
Okay.
Yes, you can totally.
And then the question about videos, on the form, I just typed in the question above the URL because I didn't have the physical video to upload, and it's a longer video. And I'm wondering, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a silent video or a video with people talking? Because I wasn't sure if we have 5 minutes, are you going to show a video and then talk to us? Or are you going to have that in the background kind of showing the images of the center?
That's an excellent question, Michael. I'm so glad you asked it. I think I could do it either way. So I can certainly play what we call B-roll video, which is just what you're saying. It's images or video without sound kind of rolling behind, and we can talk over it. I remember doing that last year, I think with Joan, where there's like acrobatics going on and we can actually talk over what's happening. Or if you prefer what we call an A-roll video, which is the sort of thing that you might have just on your website where someone's coming in and there's some cinematic royalty-free music playing and maybe an announcer's describing what's happening. We can do that as well. So really either one works, Michael, whatever's better for you. I would say I would still keep, even if it is B-roll, keep it to 60 seconds or less, just because of the way the video is going to, or the live stream is going to come together. But you can send me either and we can make either one work, and both have their merits.
And can you put in the chat your email and cell number? You said you were going to give us that to text you if we need.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep. And just make sure you get me those videos via email. So it'll, maybe like a Google Drive link or even a Dropbox link, however that you need to do that at this point. A lot of you guys already sent in videos, which is great. But I'm typing in my cell now. Yeah, there you go. Okay, other questions? Those are great questions, Michael. Thank you. Shelby has her hand up.
Yes, I just wanted to ask, you gave 4 questions that you may ask us. I have the overall impact and I have where's the donation money going, but I missed the first 2 questions.
Yeah, I think that Tammy's idea of, can you share a story of someone who's benefited directly from your organization's services?
Okay.
Would be a great question.
Uh-huh.
And also, if you could talk about the impact of Give Local 757. I know that this day has really become sort of an institution, almost a holiday of sorts in the Hampton Roads region. So what do you think the day means to the community? I think people often really connect with that community impact. And so, of course, we'll talk about your nonprofit, but for some folks, I will definitely ask about the day as well. Great questions. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we just have about 2 minutes left. As you guys might have just seen, I am a cheapo who has never upgraded his Zoom, so we'll definitely be cut off in a few minutes, but we're not going to go past 10:30 here. Again, I think that the best place to watch these streams will be at facebook.com/PCF Virginia. I think that's just where we have the largest local audience, and the streams will also be simulcast to my channels as well. This will look a little different than what you saw last year, as this will be billed as Generosity Live, which is sort of a pivot that I've made in my personal brand this year. So you'll see some bolder colors. I'll be talking about Generosity Live. We'll also have some music playing, especially during the beginning of the streams, because I bought a really expensive soundboard to play music on. So you'll have that really high energy feel, just in a slightly different look and feel this year. And of course, the constant call to action will be the same as last year, to go to the website, make those donations. I would say, Shelby, I will say, let me add one more question that I could definitely ask during the day, which would be, are there any specific prizes that you guys are chasing down during the day? There's a lot of gamification elements to the day. There's a lot of prizes that are available during different hours for different criteria. So if your organization is aiming for a specific prize, just make sure you know that you know what that objective is. Okay.
Hey, Chris, one quick question. Is there a separate link in terms of the live stream for each hour of video, or is it like a 4-hour time period?
Each hour will be its own separate video.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. Thank
So
you.
7 a.m. and then I'll go collapse and take a 10-minute nap. And then 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. And so on and so forth. That'll make it a little bit easier for the viewers to have an idea of kind of when your organization is coming on. And obviously then I don't have to be streaming video for 4, 5, 6 consecutive hours. So it's just easier for everyone to have separate videos. Great question. Yes.
I have a request, just because we have a minute. The algorithms on social media, we're all challenged to figure them out. Twitter has been absolutely horrible, but if you are not following PCF Virginia, could you go on and follow our social media, and we will follow you back if we're not already. And then also liking the posts. It's crazy. Even my boost, I'm going to boost, all of the posts next week. So I'm sure they'll have more interaction and go up in the algorithms, but I paid to reach even our followers and nothing. On some of the stories, we are getting great interaction, but it's a little scary. So if you do, if nobody has a lot of time, I know, but another thing that I do is hashtag give local 757, and I go and like all of the posts that I find when I do that. So if we could do that for each other, boosting all of our algorithms, that would be great.
And we'll use that same hashtag across the different broadcasts that we're doing. As I mentioned, Tammy, one thing that we'll be doing differently this year is be able to simulcast to Twitter. So even if you just get a chance to jump on Twitter and retweet the video that you're in, I know, trust me, I've worked with enough nonprofits to know that nonprofits just don't love Twitter. They really don't. But if you just jump on and hit retweet, and we get even just 4 or 5 retweets on these videos, that'll be the first thing that pops up when people search Give Local 757. And we do know statistically that people will look at that hashtag especially on the giving day itself. So if you want to get that conversation to the top of the algorithm on Twitter, sometimes it's as simple as Monique says, hashtag Give Local 757. That's it. That's
okay,
right.
Great. One more thing. Well, just because this is a great captive audience, a week out, but I haven't been able to update everybody on the Channel 13 location. They picked a location where they're going to broadcast that day out of all the requests that came in, and they went yesterday to see if it would work, and I was waiting to hear back that it was approved to let everybody know, and I haven't yet. So I'm going to reach out after this, and then I'll send an email to everybody to let them know it is finalized. But what we will be doing, I'll be looking at the schedule Chris has, is I will be looking for people to interview during the broadcast on the day of at the location that they pick. There's 5 or 6 slots, I think.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Well, one of these years, guys, I'm going to make it back out to Hampton Roads, and we'll get to do all this stuff in person. So I'm actually going up to York next week, and we're going to have about 85% of the guests come in person, which is going to be just such a nice change after these last few years, so really looking forward to that. And then hopefully next spring, I'll get a chance to come out and meet a lot of you guys. Like I said, I got to go do acrobatics with Joan. I've been thinking about that for a year, Tammy. That was such a fun live stream at the end of the night. And really, honestly, just to sum things up, it really is such a pleasure and an honor to get a chance to connect with all of you guys. I was definitely getting emotional yesterday afternoon when I opened up the form and I was expecting to see 7 or 8 responses and saw, 45, 50. Like, you guys are incredibly special people. There's a lot of great, vibrant energy in the Hampton Roads community. I know sometimes that can be more difficult to see in a Zoom room or in a switcher studio room, but man, the work that you guys do every day powers me, and I know it powers Tammy and the entire team at PCF Virginia as well. So just thank you again for taking part in this. I really look forward to chatting with all of you. I'll keep an eye out on the chat here and make any switches that you guys mentioned. But if you did make an official switch, if you just want to drop me a quick email so I can swap that around in my form, that would be nice as well. If you do want to keep up with me and my wacky adventures, especially next week when I'm dragging my butt around the East Coast to go produce these other giving days, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Chris Strub. Send me a message, say hi. I'm just hanging out here in the studio. So I'll let you guys go on that. I will send out the replay to this meeting soon as I can get it uploaded. So sometime today, probably. Hopefully we answered all of your questions here in this meeting, but if anything else does come up, you can send me a quick note and I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Thank you guys. Hey, thank you, Rita and Shelly and Joanne and Angela. You guys are awesome. And I just, this means a lot to me to be able to do this for a second year in a row with you guys, with PCF Virginia and with the wonderful Tammy. So,
Well, thank you, Chris. Thank you. You are such an incredible host. You gave me goosebumps from beginning to end last year. And we are just so fortunate that you were able to come back and do this. So thank you.
round two, let's get it going. I want to break some records, Tammy. I am ready. We've got some fun surprises and stuff planned for Generosity Live also. So stay on your toes. You never know what Chris Strub is going to come up with. With that, we'll sign off and I'll see you guys on May 10th. Thanks so much for being here and I'll see you soon. Ta-ta. Bye, Megan. Bye, Simone. Bye, Joanna. Bye, Shelly. Bye, Michelle. Bye, Ann. Charlie, good to see you. Linda, ta-ta. Bye, Megan. See you later, Michael.
See you, Chris. Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on May 10th. Cool.
Thank you. Take care.
Hey, thank you so much. We'll see you soon, okay?
We will.
Good luck
Thank
during
you.
Give Local too. Thanks, Monique. You're muted, but I appreciate whatever you're saying.
Thank you. Take care.
See you later.
Yep.
All right. There you have it. Thanks for watching the replay. I hope I haven't been out of focus the whole time. There you go. That would be weird. Again, this is Chris Strub, the Giving Day guy. You see the magic of what we're able to put together with Generosity Live. You see how much these nonprofits really appreciate and are enthusiastic about the show, about the opportunity to appear, and of course, about their causes. So go to www.generositylive.com to learn more about the show. You can email me, chrisstrub@gmail.com, if you're interested in sponsoring Generosity Live for a future edition. We've got plenty of great giving days all around the United States that we'd love to appear at. So you see how it's happening. You see the magic. You see more than 4 dozen nonprofits coming together on this day to participate in this live stream activity. And it's going to be awesome. I'm about to get cut off by Zoom, so see you later.